The fucking no.
Güey, no mames, son como 10 metros para abajo.
Lo que hacen es que vamos. No fucking way. Hey, no fucking way. That's it.
Ay, güey. Ay, güey.
Fuck that! I don't need that shit in my life.
No, ni madres. Yo sí me mato ahí, güey.
Don't fuck with me!
¿Estás bien, güey?
No, but you wouldn't listen. Well, you stupid fuck. Look at you now.
Güey, no mames. Güey, no mames.
This is your Week 4 preview presented by Buffalo Wild Wings, a big-time matchup in the AFC West. The Oakland Raiders travel to take on the Denver Broncos. Both teams coming off losses. The Raiders really struggling on Sunday Night Football versus the Washington Redskins. Did they get back on track at Mile High?
As an offense, that was the biggest shock, is that they didn't put up any points against the Redskins, who weren't great on defense going into that game. And now you play that defense. You got that great secondary that can match up, and Von Miller. That's going to be tough for them. The biggest thing that I thought that was a problem for the Raiders the other night was the offensive line, which was a surprise because it's considered one of the best lines in the league. They got handled, and when Carr gets hit, as you know, any quarterback, but him particularly, he starts going bad quickly. So if you can hit him, I think that could be a big edge for the Broncos.
I'm more curious to see how the Oakland Raiders defense plays versus the Denver Broncos because I feel like they've got the recipe for success versus the Broncos offense. If you just go back and watch the tape of the Buffalo Bills defense, how they played Trevor Siemian, what they forced him to do. You stop the run, make him have to force the ball downfield. That's when the turnovers happen. But the Oakland Raiders defense really struggled versus the Washington Redskins. I'm more curious to see how they play.
Yeah, and for having Khalil Mack as a great pass rusher, they're not good on defense. You would think they would be better on defense. You have him and Irvin and guys that can get up the field, and they're not. Their secondary has a problem. Emerson is a problem. They benched Sean Smith a little bit the other night, so they got to get back on track in the secondary. But again, you mentioned it. Simeon's got to drive the ball down the field.
Yeah, the game of the week, though, in the NFL. Should be fun.
Who you like? I like the Oakland Raiders, man. And the reason I like the Oakland Raiders, well, I'm just saying overall in the division. And the reason I say that because the best player in the division is Derek Carr. I don't care what anybody says. He is a leader. He's young. He's energetic. You watch the way they have played their first two games. They have the biggest point differential in the NFL as we speak right now. They're off to a great start.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Elliot Harrison here with Week 4 Power Rankings. What a weekend in the NFL. You talk about surprising games, and Jets-Dolphins was one of them. They completely shut down Miami's offense. That's New York's defense, by the way. Let's look at the top 8 teams here. You see Tennessee there at 5. It dropped the Raiders way down after their performance. The Redskins leapfrog them. The Eagles ahead of the Redskins. They're the highest NFC East team. Detroit lost but won. New England stays in the same place. Atlanta up to 2. And Kansas City, your best team in this week's Power Rankings.
Hey, Bucky here, Move the Sticks, and Buck, Raiders, Broncos, two teams AFC West coming off tough losses last week, going to square off this week.
Yeah, both teams coming off tough losses, but both teams have title aspirations. This is a huge game, big-time playoff implications.
Two of the baddest dudes in the league go at it twice a year, Khalil Mack and Von Miller, not on the field at the same time, but you're going to know their presence by the time this one's over.
Absolutely, and what you have are contrasting styles. And Khalil Mack, you're talking about a pure power rusher, someone that can really dominate with his strength, power, and explosiveness. We're going to see here against the Washington Redskins just coming off. This is just a simple forklift maneuver. He is going to run the tackle back. See how he gets his hands up under him, works his hands. You see the leverage, dips and rips and closes. He is a terrific finisher. But now he's added a little more to his game. We can see a little hezzy move. That's what they say on the basketball court. A little hesitation, comes around the edge, beats the running back, gets to the quarterback. These are the kind of plays that Khalil Mack can make, and he's going to do it primarily from the left defensive end spot, something that quarterbacks always have to be aware of.
Yeah, Khalil Mack, I always think of like a junkyard dog. It is violent, it is physical. With Von Miller, I think of like a sleek race car, and when you get a chance to watch him, I think maybe a little bit underrated is his power aspect that he brings to the table, but he can do it both ways. The first play I want to show you here, you're going to see kind of the traditional Von Miller. What he likes to do, he likes to use those hands, he's going to have his get-off, which we all know about. He's going to pop and separate, create just a little bit of a gap, a little bit of distance, get his arms out, has that length, pop, separate, dip, wrap, finish. That's classic Von Miller. Now, this is the side of Von Miller I don't know if he gets enough credit for. Because of all that speed, you have to account for it. He's going to give you a couple steps up the field, and boom, he is into your chest. And watch this bull rush right here, create the movement, walk him right back to the quarterback, and get Tyrod Taylor on the ground. So both these guys, Buck, are known for different styles, but they can both do everything.
They both can absolutely get it done. Both guys are productive players. If you leave them in isolated blocks, they're going to win and get to the quarterback. And so really it comes down to which team can protect the best. I'm going to say that the Oakland Raiders protect their quarterback better than the Denver Broncos are able to. Because of that, I got Oakland winning this.
All right, look, I just look at Denver, and I think Denver's secondary up against an Oakland passing and couldn't get going last week at all.
Couldn't get off.
I think that Denver secondary is a difference in this one. So we disagree. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos to get this win. But, man, this is going to be a close game, a real pivotal game for both these teams if they want to make any kind of push here as we go through the regular season.
When you watch that Denver offense, what is the first thing that jumps out at you?
I haven't got a chance to look at them yet. I'll probably look at them tonight, considering yesterday was our day off. So, I'll look at them tonight and probably could tell you a little more.
This past weekend kind of the clearest example of, the notion that defensive backs need to have amnesia, just need to forget about it, get rid of it?
I mean, I think that's something that's in your head from day one, from playing football, from playing DB. You always got to on to the next play. You can't dwell off one play, Fortunately, in this league, every now and then people are going to make plays, and you just gotta keep coming back and keep making more plays. That's what it's all about. Who can make the most plays at the end. So.
How much does it help having a division opponent to take your frustrations out on after a loss like that?
It helps a lot. I mean, Denver's always a big week, here in Oakland. Not with them only being a division opponent, but just the history of Oakland and Denver, going against each other. So it's always a game, that a team gets hyped up for. The fans get hyped up for, and it's always going to be Denver and Oakland. It ain't going to never change, no matter what happened the week before or the week after. So
it's obviously pretty early in the season, but does it seem more important now? I mean, we're coming off a loss and knowing that they're probably going to be there at the end.
Yeah,
Kansas City and you guys.
Yeah, definitely, man. All that you just said, and just coming off a loss and wanting to bounce back, and really just go out there and take advantage of opportunities. It's all about opportunities when